Welcome back to the No Money Spent video. This is going to be episode number 3. If you missed the first 2 episodes, they will be linked in the playlist down below in the description, or you can just go into my channel. They're the 2 most recent uploads. But we're going to start with a little bit of a uniform making montage. That is right. We are going to be making some uniforms. I made these last year on my 18 hour account. These are going to be the Braves flashback uniforms. They're throwbacks. They're the ones that famously Hank Aaron wore. I mean, these are such clean uniforms. I couldn't nail everything. There's supposed to be feathers on the sleeves, so I couldn't really do that. But, I mean, other than that, they're pretty nailed pretty perfectly. Yeah, I mean, if you saw... There's a clip of Ronald Acuna where he just launches a bomb against the Phillies in these, and yeah, it inspired me. These, in my opinion, are some of my favorite uniforms in the entire MLB, so it was really nice to be able to make these again. If you have uniform suggestions, please let me know down in the comments. I will definitely take them, and I'll be rotating my uniforms out a lot this year, so if you want a uniform, I will go ahead and do it. Obviously, to a certain extent, I won't do anything that's offensive or, not in good fun. So, running through here, the cap was really difficult. I could not find a picture, for whatever reason, of the away or gray uniform cap. So, I ended up just going with the home cap and then making everything that was white gray. I'm pretty sure that that's going to be a solid effort. Like I said, they may not be perfect. I know I couldn't do the feathers on the side that you would usually see. That's just the tough luck that you have with the MLB uniform creator. They're not nearly as nice as NBA 2Ks, but to be fair, they are a lot better at blocking certain content. So let's go ahead and get into the roster update. There were a few changes here, a few notable changes. Freddie Freeman going up to a 90 plus is huge. That's going to make him quite a bit more expensive in the future. Nolan Arenado went down. That's going to make him cheaper in the future. Some other guys that were trending upward. Byron Buxton jumped 4 overalls. He has been an MVP. Our MVP caliber season. I mean, I had him on my fantasy baseball team. I still do. He's been amazing. Lindor has really struggled from the plate, so hopefully he can bring it back in the next few months. Otherwise, he might be going down to a gold, which sounds kind of crazy. Corbin Burns, also another guy that's trending way up. Musgrove went to a gold. Hoskins went to a gold. Yeah, that's pretty much the roster update. Quick summary. I'm sure you've already seen it all, so I don't need to show it again. But with the new roster update comes some new Tops Now moments, and I'm going to keep playing through Tops Now because they're really quick. And they're getting me diamond cards, which is incredibly cool. I mean, they're really easy moments. There were quite a few this time, though, which is a little bit deceptive because they didn't take me that long. This one, 8 total bases with DeYoung, was pretty easy because this card is good. This card is a legit card. DeYoung, I know, hasn't had the best start to the season, but, Tops Now cards are nice to have. And also, if you're looking forward, the Player of the Month program is more than likely going to include some sort of Tops Now collection. As you can see there, Mickey Moniak with the lefty on lefty crime. But yeah, they probably will include some type of Tops Now collection as they did last year for all of the current Player of the Months, that being for that season. Now, there was only 2, Tatis and J-Ram. But there you go. I mean, I think there will be a Tops Now collection. So if you hold on to a few of these cards, maybe even buy a few now in anticipation of that, if you have the requirement of stubs, that will be nice. And you might even be able to invest a little bit and make some stubs. So it just kind of depends on what you're willing to risk, because we don't know what it's going to be like with Tops Now, if it will be the same thing as last year. I would assume because the Player of the Month program works so well, they probably keep it the same way, but you never really know. This one was a little bit annoying. All of these no-hit moments are super frustrating from a pitching perspective because just one bad pitch. As you can see there, I had 1 out in the 9th. But second time's a charm. We get it done. I wasn't throwing that anywhere near the strike zone. we get it done. So the no-hit moments are kind of annoying, and this one was super duper easy. I mean, the runners were already on base. All I had to do was basically get a base hit and we win the game. So that was a quick one. Madrigal, not a great hitter though. This one was actually kind of annoying here. Tatis home run off Bauer. Bauer's a really good pitcher in MLB The Show, so it was a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be. And Tatis isn't the best hitter, so.
Now, MLB The Show did me dirty. They had Tatis hit a homer off me in their promo. That's some, can you believe that?
Now we got the Tops Now pack. But first, we're going to continue with our daily moments. Even though we've got Alomar, we're going to continue doing them because I'll tell you what, there's no reason not to do these. They take almost no time. And now we're up at 200 and almost 70,000 XP. So we're slowly but surely getting there. Let's go ahead and open up the Ballin' as a Habit pack. And then, of course, our Tops Now pack. And we get Gallegos and Taylor Rogers. So that's a solid pack. 2 golds, pretty good. Now we got DeYoung and Hap. Hap just isn't a good card. Really slow. Not really the card I'm looking for. So we're going to take DeYoung. And then out of this gold pack, I just ended up taking Mickey Moniak. I'm not going to read into it that much. They're basically the same price. And then this final pack right here, we got Knapp. A little bit of a Phillies fan, so I figured I'd pick up some Phils. Now we can put DeYoung at third base. We're going to hold Mondesi in because I do have so much faith in him. Unfortunately, my guy Soler went down in the latest roster update. You hate to see it. I just ended up replacing it with Mickey Moniak. Now we're going to focus on Team Affinity programs. And in my opinion, hands down the best way to do these is through Showdown this year. Just as it was last year, except this year it's a little bit different and, in my opinion, a little bit easier. So I figured I'd go over my general Showdown strategy here and how you can complete these. So the first thing in the draft, you're just looking for power. Giancarlo had the most power, so he ended up getting taken. Looking in the second round, Salvia the most power, so he's going to be taken. Pitchers don't really matter. I just took Castillo. This pack here, again, we're looking for power. And this one is a little bit tough, but Longoria's got the most power total. Again, live series, you want to take into account inside edge. JD Martinez has upside on inside edge today, so we went ahead and took him. Dom Smith also up on inside edge, but generally has a lot of power. Then we had to make a little bit of a decision. We ended up taking Rugned. Odor, this is where these kind of next rounds don't really matter. I definitely should have taken Kyle Schwarber. I don't know why I took Hilliard. That was really dumb of me, but for perks, you're just looking for contact and exit velo boosts. The other perk that I will nominate is Rattled, but you don't get it that often. But again, I'll just nominate it because it just makes more throwing errors and fielding errors. So now that we have our lineup in, we're going to check the bench, make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. And one thing I forgot to do here is check my lineup. You want to stack the top of your lineup because you'll notice a lot of these moments are hitting moments with the top of your lineup. So it makes a lot of sense to go ahead and stack that part of your lineup. We end up getting it done. Dom Smith has really good stats against right-handed pitching. So we end up winning that moment. Now we get 2 runs and another opportunity to select a player. Again, now that we know our final matchup is going to go ahead and be against a right-handed pitcher. Now the way you can tell is if we hop out of this, the Twins logo there, so we know we're going to be facing Berrios because these are only going to be 42 series pitchers you're playing against. Now we're going to go ahead and put in Castellanos out of position. There's almost no fielding moments or any moments where you use that fielding. No, I wouldn't have like a bad catcher. But other than that, I think you can pretty much put whoever you want, wherever you want. Because a lot of these are hitting moments. As you can see here, it was just 1 extra base hit. We got that done really quickly. This one is 6 total bases. And Stanton absolutely nails that pitch right there. That's going to be our 6 total bases completed. So as you can see, almost all of these are hitting moments. The only 2 moments that I can think of off the top of my head, or I guess 3 or 4, one of them is where you have to go 1 inning without a hit, The other one is where you have to strike out one player, and then the other one is bases loaded, where you have to strike out Gallo. But other than that, there's really no fielding moments or defensive moments. This one is going to be against Shane Green, and it's a mini boss, so you do have to come out of here and win, but it's 10 outs, and you already basically have a free run in. So you really just need to score 2 runs, minus that runner on second. And we did not even get 1 run before we ended up winning this moment. Abreu knocks a 3-run home run. And that's going to be it for the mini boss. Like I said, you probably shouldn't be losing against the mini boss because it is very, very, very easy. Now we get a 42 series hitter. We're going to take Gallo. He's got a ton of power. And as you can see, there's 2 things that affect exit velocity here. We ended up taking green light. It doesn't really matter which you end up taking as long as it makes sense. So now we have a contact boost while losing, exit velo on the first 2 pitches, and then exit velo when you're ahead in the count. So all of those are going to add up to be some really nice perks. And the reason why you like that contact boost while losing is in the final showdown, you're going to be losing for almost all of it. So as you can see here, I did not end up completing this moment in 1 inning of hitting, or 1/2 inning. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna quit. I don't need that many final showdown runs. So I ended up quitting the moment, and I recommend you do that as well. If you don't complete the hitting moment within 1 inning, just quit and try again next time. As you can see, we're getting the next few moments done. If you find yourself not able to complete most of these moments in 1 inning, then I guess you could stay around, but mostly I didn't want to go and sit through a whole inning of pitching, which doesn't end up mattering. So now we're at the final showdown, and this is where you just put in your 9 best players here. As you can see, we even have some cards on the bench that are really good, and it's already 10-12. That's why I say play through these moments, because you have 15 outs to get 3 runs. That's basically what, a run every 5 outs. So that's going to be super easy. With 10 outs remaining, we only needed 10. Or I should say we only needed 5 outs, still 10 remaining, and we ended up getting it done. So this is my general showdown strategy, and I employed this throughout. If you do it quick enough, you can do it in about 20-25 minutes. Even if you take a little bit longer, it'll probably be about a half hour. So basically, the way Team Affinity works is it's going to take 4 showdowns to get your first card in a division. Then it goes 2 showdowns to get your next card. Then 2 showdowns to get your next, or 3 showdowns to get your next 2 cards, and then that last card is only going to be 1 showdown's worth. So I'm just going to skip ahead here. You saw my general strategy that I employed throughout this whole thing. That's going to be your second showdown completed. Maybe I'm even on the 3rd showdown, but I'm just kidding. I'm on the 2nd showdown right now. And also, by playing through these moments, you're going to gradually see an uptick in stubs. I'm not doing anything, right? I'm not selling cards, and I'm just getting more and more stubs throughout. So this is another one completed. 10 outs remaining. Like I said, pretty easy. I'm not really sweating here. Now, I will admit I did lose 1 showdown. I might show it on video. I don't remember. But it was just really foolish for me. Basically, I got the winning run back picked at 3rd base, which was just not smart of me. I don't even know if I showed it, but yeah, even if you lose like 1 out of 5 or 6, you're still, that's a really good rate, and much more efficient than last year. So I'll be grinding a lot of showdown in the next few episodes, going for that 99 Jackie and really going for a lot of these different cards. But yeah, showdown really easy. Now, keep in mind, I think there's only a few lefties in this. I know Lizardo's a lefty. I know Corbin's a lefty. Maybe I'm forgetting, but I'm pretty sure there's only 1 or 2 lefties, maybe 3 in the whole of these final showdowns. So keep that in mind when you're preparing. For the most part, you're going to be getting a righty, and if you do get a lefty, you'll be able to tell after you do your initial draft, and then you can make your team according. Another thing to keep in mind, obviously, inside edge. Some cards are up on inside edge that day, and if they're up to the point where they're just good against both sides, I definitely recommend picking them up. As you can see, this is Luzardo. This is going to be one of the few players that will be a lefty that you'll have to face. This one, we only had 6 outs remaining, so I cut it a little bit close, but still not really sweating at all. Keston here is going to go ahead and deliver the sacrifice fly. We'll go ahead and pick up the showdown win and get more vouchers. So as I said, it makes a lot of sense to go out and do one division at a time. It's going to take 10 total showdowns to get an entire division done. So if we average that, 10 divided by 5, which is how many cards per division, you'll end up taking about 2 showdowns per player. And then of course 2 showdowns takes about an hour, so it's about an hour for one of these 88 overall players if you do 5 at a time. And I would say that's 1,000,000% worth it. So I was kind of deciding between what divisions to do here. Now it was between the really AL Central, NL Central, and AL West. The NL East just doesn't have that many good cards. The AL East has good cards, but a lot of them are shortstops. And then the NL West has a lot of varying degree of cards. So you have cards like Muncy and Grisham that are really good, and then the other 3 are not so good. Also very similar to that division in real life, or at least the implied perception of that division before this year. The Giants have kind of been playing above their general opinion. But I did end up selecting the AL West because I do think they have the best total division for cards. We'll go ahead and see. I only had enough showdowns to go ahead and get 2 of these players, so we will eventually obviously go through and get the rest of them, but for now we're only going to get 2. And I thought I should mention that I will probably have some rankings videos for these cards in the very near future, but for now, actually, if the ranking's done, I just haven't had time to record it. So know that will probably be coming in the very near future. But I would definitely recommend doing Showdown this year. It's much easier than last year, especially at the start of last year when you were playing on All-Star. Man, Showdowns were not nearly as fun last year. I mean, this year they're really easy. So I highly recommend you get Team Affinity done because you'll get a bunch of 88s, but also you'll get that 99 Jackie Robinson. You also get the Mini Minoso, and I'm blanking on the other card, but you'll get 2 90s. You'll also get a 99 Jackie, and then of course all the 88s you could ever want. So now we're gonna get into these packs. These are just, whatever packs. You bring us unlockables. Who really cares? The one thing with these, you want to make sure you're all taking new cards. Then we got the retro uniforms. These are actually super cool. I love that SDS included these in Team Affinity. And these are the packs last year for Team Affinity. I can't remember what they were called, but that basically works the same. And these are some flashbacks here, so I don't plan on using any of these cards, but it's pretty cool that we see Prince Fielder here, brand new legend to the game this year. We'll also take Cespedes. Maybe these will be cool for theme teams, but like I said, I don't plan on using these cards either. We'll go ahead and get Griffey Sr. as well. So now we have our 1 Team Affinity pack, and it doesn't end up amounting to anything. We get Tapia, and we got 5 show packs. I believe this was from the XP, and we end up getting a diamond unlockable, so not that diamond player. We are still searching. We get Will Stewart there. And actually, packs are really valuable right now because after this roster update, a bunch of new common cards have been inserted into the game, into collections, and people need them to complete the collections. And these cards are super rare, so if you end up getting one of your packs and you see a common that's worth like 1,000 subs, hey, good for you. You end up finding good value there. You can sell them or hold on to them. We also got Vladdy in that ballin' pack, brand new gold. Now we have an opportunity to pick 2 of these 5 players. This was where I kind of had to decide. David Fletcher is without a doubt the worst one in here. I ended up taking Kyle Lewis, and then out of my second pack, I ended up taking Jesus Luzardo. It doesn't really matter because I'll be getting all 5 of these cards in the very near future. But for now, we'll go ahead and put Kyle Lewis in at center field. We'll move Jason over to left because Kyle Lewis holds his 80 fielding. He would lose it if he plays left, so I'd rather hold him there, whereas Jason doesn't really lose anything from playing left in terms of a shield. So we'll insert Luzardo into the starting pitching rotation. That's going to be 3 diamonds there. And I also thought it would be worth a price check because right now relievers are super duper expensive. Not a shock. They're always expensive early in the year, but it still kind of hurts to see. This Kenley Jansen is actually a very interesting card. Maybe I'll pick him up soon, but for now, I'm not going to make a move on any relievers, especially with the price that they're at right now. As you can see, we have 60,000 stubs, which is a ton of stubs. Anyways, that's going to do episode 3. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm out. Peace.